Hi, I'm Kaylin Ford, United Conservative Party candidate for Calgary Mountain View. Um, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably know that for a political candidate, I recognize that my social media activity is a bit um, unusual. It's been described as ridiculous, and that's quite by design. I think there's enough noise in the world, and I try my best not to contribute to just sort of partisan bickering on Twitter. Instead, I prefer to post things that are of some enduring relevance or that I find legitimately interesting or beautiful. And to their great credit, my campaign team has largely resigned themselves to the fact that this is not going to change. But apparently, this morning I crossed the line. I got an email from my exasperated, long suffering campaign manager, John, because I had posted a review from the New Criterion of Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. And he said, "Why are you doing this? You should at least do something kind of fun and irreverent if you're not going to talk about policy. Today is Pie Day. Why don't you capitalize on that?" So today I'm eating a pie. It's quite good. It's from the roastery, and I'm going to talk about Tolstoy. So this review was I think I posted it. It's fantastic. And it illustrates that Tolstoy understood, and through War and Peace tried to convey the folly of attempting to organize society or human life on the basis of abstract theories. He's writing at a time when the Russian intelligentsia, in particular, was consumed or obsessed with the idea that you could order human society according to some kind of ideological design and achieve perfect knowledge and mastery. And of course, the terrible consequences of that way of thinking found manifestation in the Russian Revolution. But Tolstoy was writing before that, and he was talking about theories or the science of war. And in a sense, the book is a meditation on the idea that you cannot reduce any realm of any sphere of human activity to sort of a purely theoretical abstract reductions. And I think that insight is as pertinent today as it was when he was writing. And if I may be partisan, I think this is a profoundly conservative insight. Conservatives, of course, have a deep aversion to trying to order the world on the basis of theories, and we try to reckon with truth as it really is, and with all of the complexity that entails. It is hubristic to do otherwise. The thing that really caught me, though, about this book review, the first time I read it, was a description of Prince Andrei, who initially is consumed with a quest for glory, including by dying on the battlefield, and at one point he's on the verge of potentially attaining this. He's leading the charge in battle against Napoleon's army, and he falls. And then looks up at the sky and sees the clouds floating by above him. And he exclaims to himself, "How is it that I had not seen the lofty sky before, and how happy I am to have found it at last." All is vanity, all is delusion, except that infinite sky. And there's nothing but that. And even that does not exist. There is nothing but quiet and peace, thank God. And I love that it's, I think it's a deeply relatable experience, not necessarily the part about being in battle, but that experience of sort of looking up at the infinite heavens and feeling the smallness of all of the things that consume our thoughts on a day-to-day basis. So I love that. And this morning I woke up and my poor husband, I made him read this review as well, and the thing that caught me the next time was not Prince Andrei, but it was the description of Pierre's character arc. Pierre, at the beginning, is one of these people who tries to apply various theoretical lenses to understand the world, and ultimately is endlessly frustrated in doing so, but is more frustrated by the endless variability in the minds of men and by the resulting contentions and disagreements among them. And if you've ever spent 9 months knocking on doors as part of a political campaign, as I have, or if you've spent 3 minutes on Twitter, this is probably a feeling that you can relate to. And at last, Pierre sort of changes his perspective and he learns to see the sort of the beauty in the infinite variability and diversity in the minds of men. And he sees God in the sort of in the everyday, in the prosaic, and is able to kind of look upon his fellow man rather than with sort of contempt or frustration, with a sense of bemused detachedness. He reconciles himself to the impossibility of changing a man's convictions by words, and sees and comes to appreciate the genuine individuality and the diversity and complexity that comprises the human experience. So that is, with that, I am about to go on my second shift of door knocking for the day, and I will finish my pie and try to keep that in mind. And I hope you all have a lovely day. And to John, I'm very sorry. I just can't help myself.